This is better. This is way, way better.
This feels better, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Talking about a win here.
That was a big one. Big one for the boys. We'll just jump right into it. All right. What did you think about that game? NC Central, North Carolina Central, not a good basketball team, really. He had good pieces, not a great ball club. They have had a gauntlet schedule, played a lot of good teams, played UNC decent, but that game ended up being a blowout too. But it was a good game for us to come back into after that embarrassing Gonzaga game. So give me your initial thoughts, buddy.
So we won, which is good.
What was the score?
103-67.
You gonna do it?
No.
You think I could do it? I'm gonna embarrass you. All right, yep, 103-67. I set you up there. What is the first part of the game? You're good. The first part of the game, what do you think?
Well, Malachi started off not so hot and then brought the energy. He got off strong, got in the paint, did what he's normally supposed to do. He got some layups. He got
nice reverse putback was nice, yeah.
And a alley-oop from Trent, my player of the game.
Trent Noah is your player of the game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll get into that a little bit later.
And Pope might have watched our Rando recap last week. He got in Brandon Garrison's face. I mean,
we said he needed to start hollering at some folks, huh?
He called timeout just to do it.
Yeah, all right. So
and then right after that, they said, I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want that to happen to me. I'm going to look embarrassed from the camera. Let's go play.
I mean, yes. We started off. Trent Noah hits that three. Your player of the game hits the three. Mm-hmm. Got his first start. We'll talk about if we think that's a permanent solution. I like it. It might have just been a message to the team, but we'll see. What happens against Indiana. But yeah, so Trent Noah comes out, hits a three. We start moving, and then it's just sluggish. The first 8 minutes again was kind of sluggish, and you're right. Malachi Moreno didn't look great off the jump. His footwork never is an issue for me. It's his ability to finish around the rim. He's just, he misses some bunnies. He doesn't always play through contact. That script flipped after the Brandon Garrison incident. He came in and started playing really tough, and that big body, he was using it to his advantage. But yeah, so all of a sudden, Brandon Garrison comes in, and I'm taking notes on the game and watching. I'm like, hey, energy's good. He's fighting. He's trying at least. Like his Brandon Garrison trying to work back in the starting lineup, and then we see typical normal Brandon Garrison and lazy. He makes a couple of bad plays, gets beat in the post. Easy layup for North Carolina Central, and then he comes back in, loses the ball, and just no effort on the back end, just run out. And yeah, Pope called timeout and apparently broke. I didn't see this on TV, but folks that are in the arena said he broke his clipboard. He was so mad. And then you hear him hollering at Brandon Garrison from the TV. You could hear him yelling, and then they cut away from the timeout, and Brandon Garrison on the bench, and Pope is right there in his face. Pope after the game had no voice left, so he was hollering that whole game. He said he wasn't thrilled with the defensive performance, but I think that's the right response. We let him score 67 points. There was definitely some misses, just individual one-on-one defense, rotations. There were some issues, but we definitely saw effort. Okay. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't, and there was a message sent there because Brandon Garrison didn't step on the floor after that incident. In a game where we were up by a bunch, and we saw Tao hit a three, Horn come in, no BG. And as we start getting Mo back, JQ finally shows up and plays after the ACL. We'll see when he comes in, if it's against IU or later. But eventually, he's going to find himself in that bench and not in the rotation. And if you're not going to have effort, you're not going to play. I don't care what your potential is. If you're not going to have effort, you can't play on this team, especially when that's the biggest question mark around this squad is, can they provide effort on the court consistently? Okay, so tell me why you thought Trent Noah was the player of the game.
Like you said, started off our team going with a 3, and then making a bunch of threes, doing good defensively. Like he got, I think, 2 steals. He played a lot of minutes, which shows
26 minutes. Yeah.
Which shows that Pope wanted him in because he was doing so good on the floor.
2 offensive rebounds. Said 6 total rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds.
And saw the paint well, and outside 3, he could pass well. He saw the open mans. He like I said, he threw an alley-oop to Malachi Moreno, which was
what
awesome
about the breakaway yam? I didn't know Trent Noah had that in his game. Get up, boy. But yeah, that was fun.
And TegaTron finally coming back.
Yeah, so my play of the game, Otega Oweh. Pope had said to some media folks, I think it might have been today, maybe yesterday, Tega has been in the gym like 3 times a day, getting up shots, really working on his game. I think he was also, he knows that his performance to date hasn't been great, and his performance to date isn't going to elevate his draft stock, which is the reason why he came back to Kentucky. So he knows he's got to put in work. He was 3 for 3 in the first half from 3. Let's see, what did he finish? Did he take any more? 3 for 4. So he went 9 for 12 from the field. So super efficient, 21 points, 3 of 4 from 3. Missed his only free throw, unfortunately, but 7 rebounds, 4 steals for Otega. And he also had 2 offensive rebounds. Yes, it is a game against a quad 4 opponent who stinks. Okay, let's just say we could have rolled out. Tega couldn't, if he didn't play, Zell couldn't have played. We could have won that game with probably even a substantial amount of Walker Horn minutes. We should have, right? But in response to Gonzaga, in response to everybody in Big Blue Nation questioning, is this team got it up here, right? Do they have it up here? Do they have it in here? And then they come out and they show their most complete game to date since the Purdue exhibition, right? Mm-hmm. And if you have Otega Oweh in this game showing us the most effort he has all season, and really having his potential like, hey, TegaTron is back. I have officially transformed. That's big. And we needed that confidence game, especially his outside shooting. He saw a couple of those go in, and he took just enough of them, right? He took the open ones, which, he was very efficient. So if this was the TegaTron is back, we have the, Oklahoma, away. If that guy's back, that's a good sign for Kentucky basketball moving forward. Let's see. Denzel, 8 points, 4-7. Not a lot of points, but efficient. He missed both his threes, but I thought both of them were decent shots. And then after he took the open shots, when they weren't falling, he didn't settle for those jumpers, right? He started getting to the rim and layups at the rim. None of this crazy floater weirdness, right? Get to the rim, downhill, finish at the basket. So that was good. Let's see here. Let's talk about Jasper Johnson breakout game. He led the team in points, 19 minutes. So he led the team in points in 19 minutes. Let's put this in perspective. I thought Oweh was efficient with his 9 for 12. He had 27 minutes. Jasper plays less than 20 minutes, 22 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. It's all 8 free throws. I think that was big too. Him getting downhill and playing through contact was really big because he had been shying away from that early on. 2 defensive rebounds, 2 personal fouls. And he cashed in 2 assists as well. So Jasper Johnson, we knew was going to be like a raw talent, right? Crafty, lefty, can break a dude down. Probably our best ball handler on the team, right? When it comes to one-on-one, break a guy down, crossover, get shifty. he had gotten some cops from some fans that I saw on Twitter to like Rob Dillingham, that kind of player. I think that's a little aggressive, but he's got that in his game, right? He has to be able to blow by. But like we saw against Gonzaga, he would do that, but then get into the paint and not know what to do. So today it was like, hey, let me put my skill set to use. When I break a guy down, get to the rim, I have a plan, right? I think he also had a lob to Moreno, or I thought he had a lob to one of the bigs as he got downhill. But that connection, the Jasper Johnson connection, has been good all year. And he's a knockdown shooter, and he's confident enough to take him. He got bailed out with one step back three from the left slot where he got fouled. I think if that foul didn't happen, Pope probably would have lost his mind. But he got bailed out and made it happen. You got that, buddy? Thanks. So all in all, it was a response game that we needed to see, right? The only criticism I have outside of the defensive things that we mentioned are we got to figure out how to play and get into that rhythm quicker. Like the offense looked great, the ball movement looked great once we got after that under 12 timeout, but like we can't wait that long because Indiana, while they're not a great basketball team, they got dudes who can score, like that Lamar kid who Pope brought to Keeneland and won it all, and did the whole deal with him to try to get him to commit to us from Sam Houston. He ends up going to Indiana. Like that kid is a bucket if he can get himself going. And he's got a great stroke from outside the arc. So we can't go on these long scoring droughts to where like we're sitting at 8 to 10 points for a long period of time. So we got to be able to get into that offense quicker. J-Lo might help with that. I don't know if he'll start on Saturday. He got some minutes later on in the game in the second half. And, man, if we can figure out – Yelovich knocked down some shots. I thought he looked better. He has been he has been struggling, especially his outside perimeter shot. But he provided that stretch for today. And, man, if Cam can just see a couple go down, he is like will be a cheat code if he's in there and can really stretch the floor from us, as in that small forward, power forward spot. But he unfortunately is struggling. He shot 41% from three last year at Tulane. I think he's like 20% right now. So he can't find his rhythm. Once he does, that'll be huge. But if he doesn't, what we saw today, especially in the first half, it seemed like maybe there was some punishment happening or maybe it was just health related. I don't know. But that rotation was very, very condensed. Like I said, we got Oweh playing 27 minutes, Aberdeen playing 24 minutes, Colin Chandler playing 32 minutes, Moreno 27, and Trent Noah playing 26 minutes, right? So there was a clear message being sent today. Before we go to the question, you got anything else you want to add?
Like you said about Cam, he's like you said, we need him to make more threes, just get his feet situated, just shoot it up, let it fly, and hopefully it goes in. And he didn't get a lot of minutes at all.
No, I don't think he played at all in the first half. And I don't know if there were some messages being sent. Only the locker room knows, and maybe some stuff will come out. But yeah, Kim only had 13, had 2 points, 1 of 4, 0 of 3 from 3, provided 3 rebounds. So he just got to. We know he can make it, right? And I think it's maybe it's like you're saying, get your feet situated, shoot with some confidence. I think it's more what it is. It's like he's more trying to will the ball in the basket instead of just shoot with confidence. And when he was at Tulane, he had the green light. He also showed some explosiveness getting to the rim, right? And if he's not going to be making shots when you go in there, at least be he's the 3 and D guy. If you're not making threes, at least still be the D guy. Like provide some needed minutes defensively. Use his length, super long, super athletic, but he can still provide us some things if he's not making buckets. But man, if he can hit that 3-point shot consistently like he did at Tulane, again, that'll be a cheat code unlocked.
But I mean, like, at least we made a 3-pointer, for goodness sake.
Yeah, 41% from 3, 12 of 29. Finally took close to 30, like Pope wants. He's asking for 30 to 35. I think that's an aggressive number until we show that we can consistently hit them. But I will say We got quality shots. We started hitting shots. We got 2 feet in the paint, right? It was get the ball downhill, get in the paint, kick it out. A couple of those threes were off offensive rebounds, which is big. That's a great time to shoot a three. Defense is out of order. You get a nice open three off a kickback. You're able to set your feet and get one up with confidence. And I think a lot of to your point that we're hitting the three is on Trent Noah. He is our best shooter, and if he can get it going, he sees that first one go in. He's kind of like Kobe Bryant last year. Like you do not want him to see that first one go in because that hoop gets real big. It's like throwing the ball into the ocean. So, Indiana up next. It's kind of crazy. You haven't been alive since like the Kentucky-Indiana rivalry died. Like that, it's not Kentucky, Indiana isn't Kentucky, Louisville level.
Yeah.
But it's dang near close. I mean, it's like that rivalry is big. And for that first game back to be in Rupp Arena.
Was Tega from IU or where is he from?
Otega?
Mm-hmm.
He from Oklahoma or OU. Yeah. Remember he waved them off last year twice. Yeah, so that's big. Like Saturday's going to be a very, very big game, especially for the folks who are going to show up in Rupp. All of the things we just talked about today, all the positives, right? Everything that we said, 103 points, Otega Oweh looking back, Trent Noah stepping up, Moreno looking good, Jasper breakout. None of it matters
until the actual like good teams that we can prove that we're a good team and not dallying around on that court.
Yeah. It's nice to beat up on bad teams, but let's go beat up on a good team, right?
Yes.
And we said last show when we played Gonzaga and we got beat by 35, it is possible to flip the script. Right? It is possible to come into Rupp Arena and smack them in the mouth early, right? IU is also coming off of a big win. They beat Penn State by a bunch. So they're going to be feeling high. So let them roll into Rupp Arena confident, thinking that they're going to come and smack us around. Like think like they're going to come in our trap and come out with the win. And then we just quickly knock them out, right? Right? Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Let's be the first one to punch them in the face.
Yeah, let's like you said on a few of the shows, we don't have the skill yet to like come back from behind by a lot.
Yeah. We don't have the same kind of offensive
we have to
firepower.
start off, get the ball off defensive rebound or tip, go make a layup, maybe even start off with a three, but I would be fine with a layup. Get another stop, go score. Like we need to get that heat going, and the crowd will go wild. Get in IU's head, and we will be rocking that floor.
I agree. That's big, and the early droughts, right? The coming out, and we hit that first three. No, hit that first three. Everybody's like Rupp Arena's going, and then it just the air kind of gets sucked out of the building because it's like, all right, we're churning along, and all of a sudden, NC Central has it within like a 3-point game when they hit a three. I think it was like 13-10 at one point. Everybody's like, oh my goodness, and then we flipped it around. But let's start off that way, right? And I think this is a good momentum builder, right? A lot of people were talking to Dad on X after the game today. Everyone was like, who cares? This team stinks. We beat the teams that stinks. Who cares? I don't disagree with you, but you got to build momentum somewhere, right? You got to start somewhere, right? We have been on this collapse, and it really hit. Let's hope the Gonzaga game was the rock bottom, right? Just like Michigan was Gonzaga's rock bottom probably, and now they're on their way up, and we were the thing that kind of propelled them to get into their conference play with some confidence. Let's use IU to propel us a little bit, and then St. John's is right around the corner, and the next thing you know, we're rolling into conference play with Alabama, and you got to start somewhere, all right? So don't just beat up, who cares? It's North Carolina, Central, like they stink. You prove it to me. You're 100% correct. But this was like that first step. All right, so let's have some confidence. And like you said, Rupp Arena, if we get going, even if we don't get going, like just let's hold that first 10 minutes and make IU feel us like they're back in Rupp Arena for the first time in a long time. So let's make sure they know where they're at, right? Rupp Arena is one of the greatest venues in college basketball. Make them feel the pressure early. So the fans, the players, the staff, let's get ourselves ready for this game. We got to have this one. We got to have this one on Saturday. A lot of pressure on the boys. They haven't been able to handle the pressure of Kentucky yet. But I think that changes Saturday. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Especially if Mark Pope still does his thing.
Yeah. Keep losing your voice, Pope. We appreciate that. We'll keep the clip wars coming. Just break them as you need to. Let's answer this question real quick. All right. How do you think minutes will be distributed at the 5 spot when JQ comes back? We touched about that a little bit. I want to see JQ back like with a quickness. I think he can, really be substantial. Of course, he is a substantial piece for this team, but I think he opens up the offense more than people think. He's obviously going to provide some rebounding help. He's going to provide some defensive help and shot blocking, but there's going to be so much gravitational pull to JQ in the paint that just a little bit of vision will be able to get an open shot out, right? Cutters to the basket. They're going to have to start double teaming. Like there's not going to be a lot of guys, even in SEC play, that are going to be able to really match up one-on-one with JQ, especially when he's back in game shape. He's going to be a mismatch nightmare. And he's going to be the focal point of every coach that we play once he's playing, right? So same side, ball side, right? JQ on one block, all of a sudden Trent Noah is there, and they got a double team, and Trent Noah's out there, bam, yam that thing. Even Otega Oweh, that corner three is his shot. Like, or what I really liked when we were getting to the paint today is Moreno with that, blocking out his guy that cut off so that we can get an easy one to the rim, right? Break your guy down a little bit, big man shields, easy layup, right? Those sort of things. That stuff's going to open up. Points in the paint are going to increase. Outside shooting is going to increase because the shot is going to open. Those open shots going to be created because he's going to pull so many defenders to him. We said once JQ comes in playing the 5, Moreno's already locked up that starting spot. We'll see how that thing shapes out. But I think BG's the odd man out. And really, if Cam isn't providing you enough offensively or defensively, he might, find his way out of the rotation as well. And now you're looking at, obviously Oweh, Zell, J-Lo, Chandler.
Maybe Trent.
Yeah, maybe Trent. But then you got, Mo Diabata, Moreno, and JQ, and that's your core right there. So Trent's definitely in the core. Who knows if he's going to be in the starting spot? So really now you're what I just name off 8-9 man rotation, which I think is fair. Pope wanted to get to 11. I don't see that happening. I just don't see that happening. So 8-9 man rotation with your key components. Always got to be getting 25 plus. Zell probably got to get 25 plus. Chandler got to get 25 plus, and then you can kind of feel it out, right? Who's getting the rest based off who's got the hot hand, who's giving you effort that night. Yeah.
Let's get a Hondo again.
Hondo against IU? That would be great. That would be so great. All right, so we won't have a show before the game. We might want to do one afterwards Saturday. I know you don't know a lot about Indiana. You want to give a score prediction and a player of the game?
My score prediction, obviously, I'm going to have to go with Kentucky winning.
Fair. Like it. Here, let me look at something wrong. Let me give you some help. All right, so Kentucky is averaging 83.6 points a game. IU averaging 85.4. They're allowing 66 points a game, 66.9. Kentucky allowing 67. Wow, this game is going to be very, very, very close, I think. Indiana lost by 10 to Louisville. They lost to Minnesota, and they have wins against basically no-name teams out to Kansas State. We don't like Kansas State at all. So that's what that looks like, and you obviously know Kentucky's schedule. So what do you think that's going to look like?
Okay, I was saying I want them to get to a hundo, but
It might be a little tough.
I don't know if I can see that happening just yet.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go us winning 89-84, and player of the game. Depending if Mo Diabate and JQ gets back, if JQ and Mo Diabate get back, I'm going to say Mo Diabate. But if they don't, I'm going to say, let's go Trent Noah.
Trent Noah. Okay, that's a bold prediction. Mo Diabate, player of the game, right on the way back from the ankle injury, but why not? He bullied us around in that Alabama game. He's capable of it. All right, so I'm gonna say this is gonna be like a first one to 85 wins. I'm gonna say 85-79 Cats, and player of the game is gonna be Oweh. Right, where he's gonna
double.
Yeah, he's gonna go back to back, play the game. He's gonna take over. This was the thing that he needed, right? This is the flip is now switched. He knows he can do it. And I think he's got a little bone to pick with Lamar coming here. They did the whole dog and pony show for him. He decides to go to IU because they hire his like family member to be a part of the staff, whatever. We put out a lot for this dude. Rolled out the blue carpet for him. And he kind of poo-pooed on us. So I think this team's got something to prove against IU. I know Pope does. I know Pope does. He's got to have some hate in his heart for that rivalry. So, yeah, boom, let's go punch him early. Anything else? Like it turned out, it means it's probably time to end it.
I don't think so.
You're good? You full out on Brandon Garrison? You think he just needs to kind of sit on the bench and be a cheerleader, or do you think he can? You think he can change his attitude and get back into this rotation?
Get back in the rotation if he can actually hold on to the ball and get in the paint and shoot some layups. Maybe like sit him for like the first 5 minutes, put him in there for a few minutes. He's not doing great. Take him out. Yell at him again. He'll sit if he says, "Give me in the game," and he does good. Keep him in for a little bit. Maybe take him out after if he's not doing good.
I think look at that. You're getting love. Appreciate you. Mercy me. No one ever says anything about that. No one ever says, hey, Rando, you're doing great. It's like, oh, it's all about Jay. I'm not going to let you on here anymore. I'm just kidding. It means all my viewers will go away. What I'll do, hey, if you're watching, I'll give him $1 for every new follower that we get from now on. For every show, every new follower that we get, I'll give him $1.
I could get $1,000 in the next year.
Dang, that's hateful. Maybe in like the next couple days, man. What are you talking about next year? Man, you're like poo-pooing on your own dad. Anyways, I think Brandon Garrison, he's shown us what he is, man. It stinks because he's got so much potential. He's shown flashes. Remember the Oklahoma game? Like he showed some fight. Like he went back home and showed some fight and like really wanted to figuratively and literally punch those players in the face. Like he wanted that, right? And I thought
we were down on the floor 2 times in those games, saying, and we thought it was over. And then Tega came.
Yeah, but remember the game in Oklahoma when he was catching those threes? That was the big like him losing his mind, throwing up the three. Like he looked great, but I think he's flashes. I think we've seen flashes of it. I just don't know if he can consistently be an asset for the team. And I hope I'm wrong because like we were so excited about him getting back. I think Pope did a lot of work in the offseason to get him back. because from what we were told, he was a sought after thing in the transfer portal. Now, maybe that was misleading, but I believe that to be true. So he's a talent. He's a 7-footer who can shoot the three at like a 30 to 35% clip, right? So like that's an asset to have if you can put all the rest together. Just don't know if we will, and he might find himself. Yes. All right, I'll put this up before we go. There you go. You feel good now? You're such a turd. All right. Well, love you, dude. Let's go smack the Hoosiers in the mouth on Saturday. Good win.
L's down for Lamar's down.
That's right. L's down for Lamar's down. L's down for Louisville down too. They stink. Let's see. What else we got? Yeah, Lamar's down. IU down. I don't know what they're doing, but let's go get a win. Big bounce back game from our Cats today.
If he said IU's down to their football, we would regret it.
Yeah, the football team looks good, right? Let's hope they spend all that money on football and basketball stinks. But let's get out of here. It's another good one. Let's go win a game on Saturday. We can come back on here being like, told you so. Told you he was going to get one. Let's win by like 20-some. I know we predicted a close game, but let's just be